So have you ever wondered how your child learned to talk without flashcards? Or how your child pick up your accent, the way you sigh when you're tired, the little mannerisms you do here and there? Now I'm sure you're wondering how. Now what if I told you your child has a secret superpower, a mind that learns completely different from yours? And the shocking thing is, this mind weakens or disappear completely by the time your child clocks 6. Oh, this is frightening, right? Hello, welcome to this channel. In today's video, I'll be unlocking another secret that Maria Montessori discovered. Now, what is the secret? Stay tuned as I'm going to be sharing this and more with you today. So from birth to about 6 years, children learn completely different from how adults learn. You see, children do not take in knowledge consciously the way adults take in knowledge. Children absorb knowledge. Now, when they absorb this knowledge, it goes directly into their psyche or personality. So they incarnate this information and impression without conscious effort, without choice. They absorb language, values, custom, how people dress, how people behave, the love, the fears, the religion, the very essence of the world around them. They absorb it unconsciously into their mind. Now, this unconscious creative power is what Maria Montessori called the absorbent mind. So, what is the absorbent mind? The absorbent mind is often referred to that special mind of the child that absorbs information and impression from the environment effortlessly, unconsciously, just like a sponge will absorb water. You know the sponge, right? When you drop a sponge inside the water, the sponge will absorb the water with its impurities, the dirt, the germs in the water. Now, the same way the sponge will absorb the water with all the dirt in the water is the same way the child's mind absorbs information and impression from the environment unconsciously without discriminating and without choice. Now, this information they absorb don't only go into their mind, it becomes part and parcel of their person or their personality. Now, this is where it's getting interesting. So, what does this mean? It means whatever environment you expose your child to between the age of 0 and 6, it is not only building your child's intellect, it's also going to determine your child's behavior, how your child reacts to things, how your child interacts with people, and how your child views the world. Now, what are some of the special characteristics of this mind of the child from birth to age 6? The first one is this mind is unconscious and is non-selective. So the child cannot wake up today and say, oh, I want to learn maths, I want to learn language, I want to learn how to cook, I want to learn how to dress. No. Children learn all of this by just being in an environment where these things are done. So they observe, it goes into their mind, then when their body is ready, they begin to consciously do these things. And most times unconsciously, they begin to do these things. Now, the second characteristic is this mind has an incredible ability for detail. Now, the adult might look at the whole, right? When you come into a place, look at everything. But the child's mind picks the minutest details that we don't pay attention to. So you see a little child notice that tiny ant going under the chair, that little bug climbing the tree, that object, that pattern that nobody is paying attention to. Now, these are the building blocks that helps lay the foundation for their intellect and how they view and interact with the world. Now, the third one is this mind is driven or guided by the sensitive period. Now, what is the sensitive period? I have another video especially where I explain the sensitive period and its characteristics. So, nature, in its infinite wisdom, guides the child's mind through what Montessori calls the sensitive period. So the sensitive period is a window of opportunity in which children are, are tuned in or have this intense desire to learn a particular skill. Now, this period is temporal. Like I said, it's a window of opportunity. So it comes and goes. Now, it is important that when a child is in a sensitive period, we take note and help the child to maximize that period. Because as is a window, once it passes, then it becomes difficult for the child to learn that skill again. The fourth characteristic of the absorbent mind is it is a foundation of the self. Like I mentioned earlier, the information and impression the child absorbs from the environment, they don't only go into the child's mind, they are forming the child's personality. So the absorbent mind is a tool your child uses to build his person, his character, his language, attitude, culture. So eventually they become what they live. So Madam Montessori observed that children have the absorbent mind can be divided into two. So the first one is the unconscious absorbent mind, and this is visible from birth to age 3. Now, children learn during this phase indirectly, unconsciously. Now, from 3 to age 6, children begin to learn consciously or directly. But again, you need to understand that the absorbent mind is still very effective and very powerful from age 0 to 6. So now you'll be wondering, if my child has this capacity to learn without me teaching my child, so how can I facilitate learning? How can I help my child to learn? What are the kind of environment I need to design that will help the absorbent mind? Now, in another separate video, I'll be talking about one of this critical element which I call the prepared environment. There, I'm going to outline what the prepared environment is, the features of the prepared environment, and the things we can bring into this prepared environment to facilitate learning. So, how can you as a parent support your child from birth to age 6, seeing that the child has an absorbent mind, a mind that absorbs information and impression unconsciously without effort? So, how can you as a parent support this child's ability to learn naturally, which is the absorbent mind? Now, you need to know that your role is not to fill your child. Your child is not an empty vessel that you need to fill. Your role is to provide an environment that will protect and help your child to learn. So, in essence, you are the gardener. Your role is to uh, cultivate the soil, get it ready to plant the seed, and most importantly, so that the seed will grow to its full potential according to its natural law. Of course, seeds have their natural law of growth. Now, the same way children also have their natural laws for their development. And it's important that we understand these natural laws and development so that we know how to prepare the environment and how to also work with them. So the first thing you can do to support this learning is to prepare a rich, nourishing environment. This is your singular and most important role. Like we said earlier, the mind absorbs unconsciously without choice, and like a sponge that absorbs water when it comes in contact with it. So the environment you design for your child, that is prepared for your child, must be carefully designed to facilitate learning absorption and not to hinder absorption. So for language, speak richly and clearly to your child. Now, it is important that you start even from birth. Now, as a matter of fact, research have confirmed that from the second trimester, children can respond to sound. So speak richly to your child, read books, sing rhymes, expose them to an environment where there's rich communication and interaction amongst the adult and the caregivers in that environment. So for order, create a predictable and orderly environment where things are in their right place. Establish routines and rhythms that syncs with the child's natural laws. And most importantly, ensure that things are in the right place and at the right time. So, for example, what is supposed to be in the kitchen shouldn't be in the sitting room. What should be in the sitting room shouldn't be in the toilet. What should be in the toilet shouldn't be in the store. So things need to be in their right. So the external order will help the child to create the vital internal order. It gives them a sense of security and understanding of the world around them. So for movement, provides opportunity for safe exploration. Low shelves with real purposeful objects that will invite them to touch, feel, manipulate, encourage them most importantly to work with their hands. Like Montessori always say, the hands are the instrument of man's intelligence. Number two is follow your child. Now, this is a very important concept that many adults ignore. What does it mean to follow the child with them? Watch for their sensitive period. So, is your child fascinated with pouring water? Provide a pitcher and a bowl they can use to pour water from the pitcher to the bowl. Is your child interested in stacking objects? Provide building blocks. Is your child interested in dressing himself? Encourage and provide materials that will aid your child to dress and undress himself or herself. So your observation will tell you what their mind is ready to absorb. Then it not empower you to provide what they need to learn and Number develop. Three is be a calm, graceful model. Remember, they are watching you. They are watching your movement, your tones, your patience, how you talk to people, how you talk to them, the respect and admiration you have for things and people around you. Remember, your life is the lessons they are taking. Your life and the environment is what they are absorbing and is forming their personality. Number four is trust your child's inner guide. You need to understand that there's a powerful force that is driving your child. So resist the urge to interrupt. Avoid using harsh words or doing things for them simply because you feel it will be faster and much easier for you. Step back and allow them time and space to concentrate, make mistakes, and learn from their own mistakes. You see, this uninterrupted work is how they build their concentration, attention, and most importantly, learn. So, the absorbent mind is a temporal and miraculous gift, and it closes around age 6 when the conscious mind takes over. But right now, you have this great opportunity. You don't have to build your child. Provide a safe environment, the love, and the opportunity for them to learn. And most importantly, trust their inner guide to do the rest. So, if this video has helped you to see your child in a different light, do me a favor, subscribe to this channel, and most importantly, turn your notification so that when I post the next video on the sensitive period, you won't miss out.